Hello, everybody. I just want to make this video of the best books for each month this year. So I wanted to make this, and I just want to make it for fun. I know that most people aren't subscribed for the book videos because it's mostly water, but I haven't really been making that recently. So yeah. Anyways, so let's get to it. So for January, I have to say my favorite book that I read in January, and I didn't really read a lot this year, at least in the beginning, because a lot was going on and there's a lot of stuff. It was still a good year overall, but still, I just wasn't able to read as much in the beginning of the year. Um, but my favorite book is Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. This book is really good. I liked it a lot. People say that it's overrated, but I think it's a really good book and one that I want to read again. Maybe this next year, probably not, but in the future, I definitely want to read this again. But it's just an amazing book. I really recommend the Harry Potter books overall. But yeah, it's just a good book. And in February, my favorite book is Dune by Frank Herbert, which is just a really good book. It was my second time reading it. I really didn't like it the first time I read it, but reading it again, it was just really good, and I really enjoyed it. Although it did take me like the entire month to read it. Um, but yeah, and in March, one my favorite book is probably Dune Messiah. Yeah, my favorite book is Dune Messiah, which is the second book to the Dune books. And I actually kind of really liked the second one. I think I liked it a little more than the first one, honestly. But it came to a close tie with All Tomorrows, which is a really fun book. It's on YouTube. The audiobook's on YouTube. I recommend it. But that's a really good book. But I think Dune Messiah has to take as the better book. Now in April, I only read one book in April, and that was the Da Vinci Code. I didn't really like it, but since it was the only book that I read, it's the only one that I could put on this. So the Da Vinci Code takes April. And in May, there's a few really good books I read in May. I would have to say my favorite book in May was probably One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, which was a really fun book, really good. I mean, it's a classic. The movie's really good. I watched it with the movie as well because I had to write a paper on it. So I was just like, I might as well read the book. And the book was really good. The movie was really good as well. I honestly think I liked the movie a little more. Um, there's also another book I read in May. Whoa. Um, called Little Fuzzy by H.B. Piper. And that book is really good. I want to read more of him. But classic sci-fi book. It's really good. But I think One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest is a bit better. And now as for June, I read some really, really good books in June. Um, among those was The Goblet of Fire. That was really good. I think. Oh wait, actually no, I read that in July. Um, but I think my favorite book of June is gonna have to be a book called My Grandmother Asked Me to Tell You Sorry. Yeah, I think that's what it's called. And the name is a little long, but it's a really good book. It's about a little child. I don't know how to say it without giving spoilers, and I don't know. I mean, it's like I'm tired right now, and it's New Year, so Happy New Year's, everybody. Um, and yeah, it's a really good book. I really recommend it. Words on Bathroom Walls is also a really good book that I read in that month. Mere Christianity is actually a really good book. Mere Christianity is really, really good. I definitely really recommend that. It's hard for June, but I think my favorite book overall has to be the grandmother one. Um, now for July, I read some good books. I read Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix. I read, or no, not no, I didn't. I read The Goblet of Fire. That's what I meant to say. Um, and I think that's gonna have to be my favorite. I think I read The Hobbit as well, which was really good, but that was like the third or fourth time I read it. No, wait, the third time. But it was like I don't know. The Goblet of Fire was just really good. And I really liked it. Now for August, there's some really good books. There's Bunnicula, which I have a book review on this channel of. Bunnicula is so good. Oh my goodness. Um, so I really recommend Bunnicula, and I think that is the book that you should read out of any of these because it's so short, it's so easy, but it's just so good. Um, I read Assassin's Apprentice, which is also really good, and I read Into the Wild. Well, not Into the Wild. I read Warriors Into the Wild, which is the first book in the Warriors Cat series, which is really good. Um, and I think that that would take my number one if it wasn't for Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix, which takes my number one spot for August, because that book is really good. It's my favorite Harry Potter book 100%, and it's super good. I really recommend that. And that book is just so good. And that takes my number one for August, unfortunately, because Bunnicula can't be on it. Now for September, I read a lot of books. Some of them were okay, some of them were really good. But again, it's going to be Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince, which is the next book in the Harry Potter series. Really good book. I think Order of the Phoenix is my favorite, but that's probably my second favorite. Really, really good book. So yeah. Now, October, I read some books. Read some good ones. I did read a Harry Potter book, the last one, but I think that my favorite book is going to be a sequel book to Bunnicula, one of the sequel series, and that book is going to be Howie Monroe and the Doghouse of Doom. This is such a good book. Oh my goodness. I think it might even be better than the other books, like the other Bunnicula books that I've read, and I've read 3 of them. But this book is so good, and it's just like, it's so funny, and I really recommend it. It is the 3rd book in the series, but the whole series is amazing, so I recommend it anyways. And for November, my favorite book is going to be Kokoro. I have a review of that on my channel. I didn't really go into much depth about it. It's a Japanese book. I really recommend it, but I do have to say, it is very sad. It is very depressing. So I really don't recommend it if you are depressed or if you are sad. In any way, because it is really devastating. But I really do like it, and I think it's a really good book. A lot better than the other books I read that month, for sure. And now for December, there's some hard choices, because I read the last 2 Warriors books, and those books are so flipping good. And I read the last 2 of them. The last one was really good, but it wasn't my absolute favorite. But the book that I think, I also read The Christmas Carol. That book was really good as well. But I think that the book that was my favorite in the Warriors ones, at least for December, is the second to last book, which is A Dangerous Path. Super good, really awesome book. Made me cry, actually. I'm just going to say. And that book was just super good. And I really recommend that series and that book as well. So, thank you for watching. I know this was a little hard with me being a little but I really recommend all those books, and have a great day. Have a good New Year's. Have a good 2024. Let me know your New Year's resolutions. Mine, there's a few resolutions. I'm not really going to say them because I want to keep them a little like secretive. Some secret resolutions. But yeah, let me know if you have New Year's resolutions. I don't think it's fair for me to ask for them since I myself am not giving any. But yeah, anyways, have an awesome year. And hopefully I'll be making more videos. So I'll see you around, guys. Goodbye.